There I was, knee deep in hand grenade.
Hey, what's shaking, Warfighter Nation? Ron and Bobby here with Warfighter Ranch and Isaiah 6'8", coming back to you with some MOGVET stories. You know, we were talking about how in the Army, things are very simplistic in the beginning when you're in a training environment. It's very regimented, very time conscious. There's really nothing casual about it. But Bobby was telling me about Little Rock Air Force Base. What was your experience up there?
No, walked into the Chow hall, and it was like, what the hell? The choice of food, and you get there, and then you go to pick your plate up, because in the Army you got to pick your plate up.
You got to pick your tray up. Yeah.
Yep. You take it over where you put your utensils in one bin, your cups in another bin, and your tray gets stacked over here in the corner.
And you do all the work. Yeah.
They got a trash can to scrape all your leftovers into.
Yeah.
You know. Oh no. No. I stood up with the tray, and this little Asian lady. You put that down. You put that down. No.
Job security in the Air Force. I had a very similar experience. I got out of basic training at Fort Knox, Kentucky. They sent me up to Fort Benjamin Harrison, where I was a holdover there waiting for a class to start at the Fire Academy. And back then, the academy was at Chanute Air Force Base in Rantoul, Illinois. So I got to the Air Force Base and got to the Army barracks. We had one building, and there was a quad. There was three buildings. One had Army, one was Marines, and the other was Navy. And it was all fire students and hydraulics and stuff like that. Some intel folks. And then I walked into the Chow hall, and I get in line, and I am fresh out of the training environment. I'm still in the training environment. And I walk in there, and the lady says, "Good morning, sir. What kind of omelet would you like today?" The first thing I did was turn around because I thought there was like a captain behind me or something she was talking to, because I knew she said sir, and in Army land, that didn't apply to me. So that was pretty cool. And I had a similar experience. I think they teach that. It's like they hire these angry little Asian women to come around, and if you dare to pick up your tray
oh my God,
in an Air Force Chow hall, man, I'm telling you, it's like job security or something. But
you know, it's like some E7, E8's wife that he picked up in the Philippines or Korea or Japan
or Fayetteville.
Well, yeah, it could be Fayetteville too.
Or Hoptown.
Ooh.
Clarksville. I mean, stay away from Hoptown.
They're normally used over there, though. It's kind of like shopping for a used car.
It's like a Russian Chinese-made AK-47. Never fired, and only dropped once.
There you go.
Okay, now we're going to switch gears a little bit and do what's probably the most requested story of a time, the donkey story, yeah. And I shot that ass right in the ass and everywhere. I did. So we were on our guard points in Somalia, and you know, it's the real deal. We're looking out, and I start hearing rocks rustling out by the wire right outside the wall there.
You gotta say what time it was.
It was middle of the night, 2, 3 in the morning. It was dark. I mean, you couldn't see anything, no moon. And it's rustling the rocks. Keeps happening. It keeps getting closer, and I'm calling on the radio. I'm calling on the radio because we've got the SOG supposed to bring out nods, because we didn't have nods at night. They issued them to them. They didn't issue them to anybody. They just put them out there at night. But the SOG hadn't hit the guard points with the nods yet, and I couldn't see a darn thing. So I hear this rustle in these rocks, and I said, "Permission to engage." And they said negative. I said, hear the rustling in the rocks again. I'm like,
Wrestle, wrestle, wrestle.
It's getting closer. Permission to engage. And I couldn't see a darn thing. It was pitch black. And they finally gave me permission. So before I tell you what happened, when you're in basic training and like you're on like Preserved Weapons Day or something,
Oh, yeah.
there's something about the first time you hear that 60 just rock, man. I mean, the barrel's glowing. It
The
is
pig.
just the pig. Which is ironic because in Muslim countries, you know,
Don't eat the pig.
no pig. And they really didn't like my pig after this. And so they gave me permission to engage, and I just dropped that trigger down. And out of nowhere. And it was just that quick. And I was like, oh my God, I just shot a Somali donkey. So there's that. And the next day,
We all gave you shit for it.
everybody gave me shit. But the funny part, the funniest part to me was some Somali grabbed that donkey, quartered it all up, and had it on a piece of plywood trying to sell it on the side of the road the next day. And I'm like, hey, isn't that my roadkill, man? I kind of thought that's okay. So, that's the time I shot a Somali in the ass.
We were cleared hot at this time. MOGVET 6. This is Smoke Jumper 7. Roger that. Next mission, time now.